Good morning, everyone. Usually I do these videos in the evening, but today I decided it's early. Let me just give you something, to take with you for the day. What I realize in life, right? I realize that things happen. Things happen no matter what, right? And it's all how you deal with those situations, right? Sometimes we have um, so many things on our plate that it's like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And it's mind boggling. What I realize is that what I started doing is I take one thing at a time, just one thing, and I work on that one thing. And then I work on something else. So it depends on the importance of what it is, right? Then take the important one if you can and work on it. Sometimes you have to do the little things just to get to the bigger ones. But just start. Excuse me. You have to just get started. And you'll see that things will clear up. Because as long as you stay put and you believe in what it is that you want to get accomplished, you will get it done. Recently, I had this large assignment that was just thrown at me, right? I don't know if you want to call it an emergency, right? But I would call it that because one of the things that once I realized that my property needed, right, to go back. And I'm like, hold on. I got all of this stuff that's going on. I got this to do. I got that. I have more land. Hold up, hold up. I have more land. Even if it's a little bit. It could be a little bit, right? The point is that guess what? It's time for me to go get what's mine, if you understand. So I then had to jump into this situation. And let me tell you, the other part to it is the part that's with the more land. I had a tree that was in the way. A tree, half of it fell down and it hit my neighbors behind me, right? It hit their fence, it broke their fence. And I didn't realize it was mine. So part of the branches was falling in my yard, but because of the way that the sun comes, that the tree, this big old tree is leaning towards my house. So I said, oh my God. I was complaining, right, to my neighbor, my backyard neighbor, should we call it. And I told him, like, listen, you need to cut this tree down. And he just wouldn't do it. Excuse me. So as time went on, right, I had another neighbor that moved in next door. And I drew a line in the street. I always draw a line, right? Well, I probably shouldn't, but because my driveway, they made it kind of small. So I drew a line and to help with the parking. Been doing it for years, right? So she ended up asking, well, who put the line? And I told her. And so she, like, checked with her the next time. Oh, all right, back to the video. So we're going to skip over some of that, all right? But anyway, what she did say was, her survey went further back. So since she said that, I happened to take a look at my survey, and my property went back as well. Well, guess what? The tree belonged to me, because now with the property going back, the tree is in my yard. So all the last 2 years of me complaining, you gotta cut down that tree, cut down the tree. He did get up there, he cut a few branches, but it's still, we talking about a whole big old tree. So once I realized it was mine, I said, let me call the insurance company and see if they will cut down this tree, because if it hits the house, it's going to be a problem. And a lot of times for me, I work from my office and I'm afraid. And guess what? My office is next to my bedroom. So I was like, today might be my last, well, tonight, well, today, tonight, today, tonight, today, tonight, night, day, night, right? Well, might be my last, because I could be sitting here working. Boom, tree came down, hit my house. I could be sleeping. Boom. So it's every night for the last 2 years, I haven't been able to really rest, right? So once I realized that the tree was on my property, that's when I said, let me call the insurance company, right back to that. And I told them, and they said to me, I don't even know if I want to name the insurance company, but anyway, they said to me, oh, thanks for calling us, because we are not going to cover that tree. I said, so you're telling me if this tree hits my house, you're not covering it, but I pay you insurance? They was like, no. I'm like, you can't be serious. I was like, no. They said, ma'am, you called us. You know it's a problem. You need to take care of it. I was like, okay, thank you. And I'll look for another insurance company too. So anyway, with that being said, and by the way, they went up on my insurance, which, they went up on my insurance, which, a little bit, like an extra $400 a year. But I think that was just across the board, not because of me calling them. But anyway, I hung up the phone, and immediately I'm like, I gotta get this tree down. So the cost of the tree was quite expensive, but guess what? The cost of my Peloton tread is also expensive. So it would have hit and messed up the tread. I could have sold my tread and got the tree cut. Peloton, you know I love you, right? I love you. But yeah. So anyway, with that being said, I took down the tree like in a matter of probably less than 2 weeks. I interviewed quite a few people. And then I worked on, of course, I had to speak to my neighbors, my backyard neighbors, because my property covers 2 houses. So I had to speak to them, get permission, do the survey. I had the surveyor come out. They put the little stakes in the ground and a nail to show the property line. And then I moved everything back. And that was another process. And talking to different people. And actually, one other thing, don't trust anyone. And it's sad to say this, right? But it can even be a close friend. I had given someone that does repairs for me, a handyman, $500 just to get started, right? With the fence. And the reason why I gave him the money up front, because he said he needed help. And I just, you normally, you do stuff like that with people you trust, right? And it's crazy. This guy go to church all the time, on Sundays. You know what's funny? Okay, my father, God bless the dad, he always said some of the biggest hypocrites in church, right? They are. This man go to church, praise the Lord, and he took my money, and he said he needed the money to get some guys to help him. And I understood. Okay, no problem. So I just Zelled him the $500 real quick. And it's, I don't know, we kept going back and forth. Well, 3 days went by, right? No, he said, I'll come tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow to get started. You know, he did a little bit he started pulling out some rocks and whatnot from the other yard. So he did a little bit, and the next day came. He said, I'll come after work. He didn't come, nor did he call. So because of that, I felt like, okay, like, what are we doing? So day number 3 came and it rained. So I didn't expect him that day. Day number 4, I had start reaching out to other people to see who else I can get to do the fence, right? And I did call back. There was an original guy who said he would do it. So the prices some of the other people were charging was really high. But the first original guy who was going to do my fence, not my friend, I happened to call him and just say, hey, you know somebody know how to do fences? And he was like, I will do it. One moment. Excuse me. Excuse me. Could you be quiet? That's my child. He has that noise. Go in your room. Go in your room with your toy. Go in your room. You're interrupting my video. Go in your room. So, anyway, yeah, he's going to his room. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. He just went in his room. If I take the video camera down, I would love for you to see it because it's so cute. Anyway, he carried his toy to his room, but it's a cage, but it's his room. That's what he knows. So anyway, I end up using the very first guy because I end up magically calling him, right? And he answered. He was like, he said, I forgot. I don't know how to talk Jamaican. I forgot, baby. He said, I forgot, baby, please forgive me. I'll still come. That's my Jamaican. So he ended up coming because everybody else was just so expensive. And he got the work done. And then after that, I had to get some rocks delivered to fill the hole. So they came, they delivered the rocks. The company, now mind you, the big truck was able to get back there to cut the tree, but when the guy came to deliver the rocks, he couldn't get back there. Yeah, okay, whatever. So I had like 3 yards of rocks sitting in the front of my driveway where I couldn't even pull my car out. So anyway, I ended up getting that done, and my lovely ex, in very much support, came through. And it took me 2 days. I was doing a little bit, and then he came through and like we busted out. We got it done. So that was that. Well, he got it done really. So that was good. So the yard is now done. But with that, it kind of slowed me down. And this is going back to what I was saying, is that you can go through stuff in life, and there are definitely challenges, right, with what you go through. And for me, that was something that fell in my lap. I did not, I was not ready for. And when I called the insurance company and they said that they wasn't going to cover the tree if it fell. Now winter time is coming, so we have to get ready, right? And I didn't want it to be like a real storm. You know, these days, Mother Nature got her own agenda. She knocking down trees. She got houses and cars floating down the street. Mother Nature's on some other stuff. So I wasn't trying to, wait and see what's going to happen. Plus, I wasn't able to sleep. So once I got it done myself, and again, the insurance company said they wasn't covering it. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die in this place if I don't take care of this. And then 2, I have tenants, so I didn't want them. This could have just been massive. So the amount to pay to get the tree cut down is nothing compared to the results if the tree had fallen down. And with that being said, it's just been like one storm after the other. One storm after the other. I have 2 cars. One I call my hoopty. The other one is name brand. We're not going to say that, right? And the hoopty went out right before. And it was just like, so I'm going to have to get another backup car. But that was, you know, I was just like, all right, let's donate it. So, excuse me, the way I deal with things in life, I look at the situation and I see what it is, and then I just handle it right there, one thing at a time. And if I can control it, I will. If I can't, I move on. Excuse me. What can I do? Right? That comes from me drinking my coffee in the morning and the milk that's in it. But what can I do? So what I did was, like I said, I got rid of the car. And then next thing you know, I had this situation. So now I just got to put my backyard back together. It was beautiful. Now it's looking crazy. So when things come up, just whatever you can take care of, if you can take care of them, do it. And put things on the other things on the side burner for a minute and then get back to it. It doesn't mean that you've forgotten about it. You just, one thing at a time. Because what I found is that when I take in everything at one time, my brain gets so overwhelmed that I almost like get dizzy because it becomes overwhelming. And I don't want high blood pressure. I don't want to catch a stroke. There's nothing in this world that is that important that can get you sick like that, right? So we always have to take care of ourselves first, right? And then whatever the issue is, you work on it a little bit at a time, what you can do. What you can do. So that's my message for today. You know, I got what I needed to get done in that backyard. And when those guys came to cut the tree, they didn't come to play. They brought that equipment. They had their insurance. So make sure whoever's doing work on your home that you check them out. Also, don't use personal friends. I mean, you can, but, you know, if the person mess up like that person, they still haven't given me my money. But now that I've gotten this out the way, now I can work on that. And just don't, it's sad, but don't pay anyone up front. Eat part of their money. That was part of it. You know, whether you trust them or not, only because now they owe you a service and you have to wait on them. This guy don't even know my job is done. Now I'm about to go after him and get my cash back. And also, you know, when you Zelle them, so I'm going to have to go on Zelle too and now let Chase and them know we got a scammer. So he doesn't want that on his account, but it is what it is, you know. And I believe in a higher power, right? And just so, say if he doesn't give it back for me, hopefully he will, because it's about being ethical, right? I'm going to get 3 times, 4 times more than that. But guess what he lost? A good friend, a trusted friend. I will never use him again. And, you know, sometimes we have to, you know, your character is everything. So always try to be true to who you are. Respect other people and always do the right thing. But when your butt is on fire, do one thing at a time, a little bit at a time. All right, and that's it. And you will eventually get there. So, listen, you all have a terrific rest of your day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? And I will be picking up some pace soon with my videos, but I slowed down because my butt was on fire. Anyway, thank you all for being a part of my channel. Everyone have a terrific rest of your day and stay blessed, stay focused. All right, later.